Now broadcasting live from the studios of ESPN Radio Winchester, it's time for the Afternoon Handoff. Hosted by the voice of Franklin County, Johnny Hand. Local stories, real conversations, Southern Middle Tennessee sports, straight from the source. This is the Afternoon Handoff.
And welcome in. It is Monday, the Afternoon Handoff. Johnny Hand in studio, ESPN Radio 1340, 106.9 WCDT Winchester. You're going to want to head over to that ESPN Radio Winchester Facebook page. Check us out. Got some special guests in studio with me today. Got Robert and Gary Argo. Welcome, guys.
Thank you for having us.
Hey, I'm a twin dad, so I got to ask you right off the bat. So I didn't have enough room to put both your names in there, so I called you Argo twins. You're not offended by that, right?
No. That's what we've been called our whole lives. So,
well, like I said, you were here when I got on the phone with one of mine, and so they're the Hand twins. They'll be the Hand twins forever. Probably when they're 100, you're the Argo twins. That's not an insult. In fact, that makes you dear to my heart. I like it. So wanted to bring you guys in. It was last week? You had your signing?
Yep. Yeah, Monday.
Last week. That's what I thought we tried to get over that way, but got you guys in. You're going to be heading to Culver Stockton in Canton, Missouri.
Yep.
Do they play football in Canton, Missouri?
Yep. And they're actually really good at it, too. I was shocked when we went on our visit of how many just, like, former D1 players that just got hurt, and that would be their landing spot, or guys that were trying to propel themselves back up the ranks. It's they've had like 2 NFL players in the past 2 years.
Wow.
So it's really just like a great spot. Coaching staff's amazing up there, and I think it'll be a good fit for us that need just a winning culture and build back and get back into winning football.
Well, how did they get on your radars?
We got an email on like one of the recruiting sites to like go up there and do a visit, and then me and Robert both really liked the campus and the coaching staff, and then we sent film, and then we got an email back, I think, right before the Tullahoma game that we got officially offered. So
nice. So was the plan always to go to the same school?
If possible, it was. It was just going to be easier on mom and dad if we could end up going to the same school.
I get it. We were here, and my girls are on their first visit. They're at UAH today, and I'm trying to convince them to go to the same school. Just anything, get out of my house. I'm sure your mom and dad can appreciate that too. But this is. I was doing a little research on it. So they're the Wildcats, Heart of America Athletic Conference. That's a big conference.
Yeah,
I was surprised.
All across the country. We just looked at their schedule, and I mean, a couple of away games are almost like 10 hours away. You're like, crap, school's about to get real.
Hey, but at least you don't have the yellow bus, right?
Yeah.
You're going to get the good stuff. So what are you looking forward to most about playing at the next level?
I'm really happy to be able to meet all the different players from around the world because, I mean, I'm sure there's going to be some foreign exchange students, but there's also players from California that's probably going to be on the roster, and just everyone there is going to love football as much as we do. So it's going to be fun to meet all those new people.
What do you think?
I think it's also, again, just get people that fully enjoy football, because sometimes in high school you got those teammates that just want to be there.
Right.
And there's like
because the girls want to wear their jersey on Fridays down the hall.
And there's there was a core group of us this year that loved football and loved being there, and now we're going to have a team of 100 that all loves football and just wants to play football all the time.
And that is exciting. So I got to ask you, because this year you became seniors, and all of a sudden you moved off the line.
Yeah.
How does that happen? So what's the game plan in college? What positions are we looking to play?
So I'm kind of moving
now
back.
You're going to be a running back?
I'm kind of moving back to the line. Like, I'm going up there for tight end this year, so I'm probably going to have to bulk up just a little bit. But
what are you going to do?
As of right now, I'm in the quarterback room.
Really?
They liked my size when I went up there, and then they took the film and they go, "There's great building blocks that we can mold you into something great." And they said, "We know your story and how it moved, and the building blocks are there. It's just if we can work and develop you, we think we can turn you into something great."
Right.
So,
and so what is that's where you want to be?
Yep.
I mean, of course, everybody wants to be the quarterback. That's a dumb question. I can tell you, I played quarterback but I couldn't throw very far, so I always got embarrassed. We had a kid, Roby Hale, the ball nobody's ever heard of him, Garden Green Dragons, class of '86, but they went to the state championship the year after I graduated.
Crap, I'm afraid that's going to happen now.
I'm not sure that there's, but what was embarrassing was I was the quarterback, and then if it got 3rd and long or something, they'd bring Roby in because I couldn't throw it that far.
See, I was the opposite, right?
Right.
they brought me in on passing downs.
Well, so it kind of hurt my feelings, but then he wound up going to Wake Forest, and they turned him into a guard.
Oh,
And so
man.
now he runs of all things, he runs a prison in South Carolina. And goes all the Wake Forest games still, and has had both knees replaced because they bulked him up. So be careful when you don't get into that student buffet too quick. But that's I guess how far away is Canton, Missouri from here? I know your parents have asked that.
I was asleep for a lot of the drive, so I'm pretty sure it's just about 10 hours away.
Wow.
So,
and that's is that close enough? Mom's okay with that?
She's going to have to be unless she wants to bring out some more of the college fund to pay for it.
Well, now, and I know your parents are listening, so I got to ask you, and I ask everybody that, and I love when our kids go off to school. What's the game plan? What are you going to study?
I'm going into financial literacy to hopefully move into when I graduate the corporate financial world, like CFOs and stuff like that.
I'm going to be doing pretty much the same thing, except I'm going to lean more into the books and numbers and head more to Wall Street and stocks. Yeah. But finances, because I'm great with numbers.
Well, now here's the thing, though, and I ask I get a chance to talk to our athletes. You can't. Wall Street's not in Cowan. How are we going to get you back to Franklin County?
Hey, there's a Great Lake. Retirement is great in this county.
Oh well, gosh, we can't wait that long. We got to get the good folks back here while we're still around. So, what is it with numbers that fascinates you guys?
I like numbers, and numbers make sense to me. It's part of the reason why football makes sense to me, because it's just a numbers game and strategy. So it's just always made sense to me.
A little bit different. The number 7 doesn't usually try to smack you in the mouth during a math test.
I don't know. You take some of those calculus tests.
Right. I've heard.
It hits you real fast.
I spent 30 years in finance, and I can't help Jenna with her math homework. So I'm a real world math guy. Don't ask me about this train A and train B stuff. But that's actually exciting. So we were talking a little bit before you guys came on too. Mm-hmm. So the landscape in college has changed a lot too,
dramatically.
So I'll ask you, and you touched on this, because there are some D1 kids, and there's some guys that they kind of land there. They re-catapult themselves up. What's the 4-year plan? Is this like stepping stone? And
I hope it's a stepping stone. My dream was always to land at Alabama, Georgia, play big time football and play on prime time and Saturday. So I hope be there 2-3 years, really develop, and then maybe go try a big D1 program.
Awesome, and that's gotten a lot easier.
Yeah.
I mean, those guys are moving, and then I'll ask you guys, because I know it has changed, and so as high school seniors, it's almost a disadvantage.
I felt it it goes back to our sophomore year, that when the rules changed, and then this really is not going to start affecting to the class of 2026 when you're really going. And I'm great.
Right.
That's my graduation year, and then you sit there and you're last year Colorado, they only took two high school seniors,
right?
And then it's just going to trickle down. So you can't, even if you're really great.
Right.
Grant, you will find a place, but it may not be as big as it was, say you got recruited in 2005.
Right.
Or 2015 or 2020.
Right.
You're just going to have to use a lot of these smaller schools as stepping stones to move back up, because when you're 18, you're not as big or as fast as a 25-year-old at this point in time.
Well, and it's funny you said that, because the odds are fairly good that you'll play against a 25-year-old, Yeah. So, and then it's been funny to me, because this year in particular, you have quarterbacks and you have players that are coming back because they're making more money at the NIL stuff.
That's a really big part of college football right now. Is I don't even look at college football as the schools anymore. To me, it's for lack of a better term, like the minor leagues for the NFL.
Right.
I mean, these guys, the top players, like Trinidad Chambliss, he's going to be a plug-and-play guy
Right.
when he gets to the NFL system. He's not going to be 2 or 3 year development.
Right. That's true. Well, and that's the thing. The development is
Gone.
right. Well, and we see that, and you know, and now you're starting to see it, and you two experience this some at the high school level even.
Yeah.
Now, you know, the transfer portal is wide open. One of the things that just completely stunned me when they redid it this coming year, they actually added a transfer year in middle school.
Oh, I didn't even know that.
Which is crazy.
The fact you have to make a rule for middle school is impressive.
You know, and you know, my wife's been at South for 21 years. I can't imagine them having to come up with an NIL collective now over a cow. What are we going to?
Someone asked the radio for some money.
Well, easy now. We're gonna hit up Fiesta Grill first. Those guys got more money than we do. But I've got to ask you because it is a Culver Stockton, and I was reading up on a cool little school, beautiful little campus, interesting little town. You didn't consider any closer schools?
We considered them, but when someone offers to pay majority of your education, it's hard to say no.
Mama agreed with that, right?
Yeah.
I'm sure Dad didn't have any argument on that.
No.
But that's and that is and my girls, you know, and we talked about it. They're at a visit today, and that's one of the things I told them, and that's what I'll ask you. I tell them every college isn't created equal. A lot of it depends on you guys are talking about math and some of these. Well, I saw they're private school.
Yeah.
Those guys are typically a little bit more serious about math. I don't assume there'll be any basket weaving classes or any of that stuff going on over there. But I mean, that's exciting. But I tell them get in where you fit in. You know, if you know one of them wants to go into nursing, every college isn't a good nursing program. You know, Jenna, I don't know what she's going to do, but every college is different. So what is it about Culver Stockton that in particular that really stood out to you? Because it had to do something good. It got both of you.
Well, it's their facilities were great. It's a really small town, so like really reminds me of like Winchester, really. So, but they also have a great like alumni base that really seems to care about the school itself. So I feel it's a great place that we could network and maybe hook up some internships or something later on when we're closer to graduation to really move us into the adult and working force really well.
What do you think?
I got to agree with all that, and I think the alumni is what really sold it for me because you sat there and I mean they packed out. I mean people were sitting on the road to watch these games, and I was like, and that's just something that you don't see at like. We took visits to like Cumberland University and stuff like that, and you just didn't see like people get behind it. It might be because I mean it's in the middle of nowhere, so I guess people didn't have anything
like
else.
Friday
to
Night
do.
Lights on steroids,
Pretty much. I mean, and it was like an 11 o'clock kickoff. Everyone was out there. I was shocked.
Wow, and that's ultimately, and we talk about that a lot on the Friday Night Lights stuff. That's what you want. I mean, it's a lot more fun.
And you guys
have been through these last 4 years have been challenging, so I know that's certainly played into to some of that. But it's something that you said that was interesting is you are thinking beyond football.
Yeah.
And you know, and so that's where I tell my girls, find your people. And so it sounds like you did a really good job of finding your spot at out in the middle of nowhere in Missouri. Does it get cold out there? Y'all going?
It wasn't cold when we went.
Well, they don't ever bring you on the cold way.
But they did say that you can sled on the hill, so that's going to be different for us Tennessee boys.
How big a school is it?
It's a NIA program, but I think they only offer like 2,000 students a class.
Really?
Yeah.
So it's not. I wouldn't say it's much bigger than the high school. So it's like you can get you a group of people, stick with them all the way through, and I think the relationships is what's going to help.
Right.
Because once again, you're 10 hours away from everything you've ever known.
Are y'all going to be roommates?
Yeah, that helps with room and
Is that
board
good?
too. Yeah. Well, we've roomed together our whole life, so what's 4 more years?
Well, no, and I was asking because like I said, I'm fascinated because I'm in the same boat, trying to figure all this stuff out. Y'all were like buy one get one free when you were born, but then not since then, not since then at all. So, but that's that. Who are some of the teams? Who's the big rival for Culver Stockton?
they really don't have a rival just because like they're in such a big conference that sometimes you don't see
It's
these
a
teams.
huge conference.
You don't see some of these teams till like 2 years before they come back around. So it's really just, I mean, there's little rivalries, but they didn't talk much about it because we go in there to win every game, and we feel like we can win every game. So we don't see rivals as something kind of how we see it, like Tullahoma.
Right.
Can't stand them anytime. Every time we play them, we better win. It's no matter how good our season's been, you fix it if you beat Tullahoma. I don't
Coach Hayworth told us it's the Iron Bowl. It doesn't even matter how bad the teams are.
I don't.
It's going to be a knockout dragout.
It was so tough when we did the basketball game over there with all the, they wore all the purple for Grayson, and Joe and I were broadcasting. We're like, how are we going to talk nice about these guys for an hour and a half? If this game goes in overtime, it's going to be awful. but I get that, and that's kind of fun. So you touched on what stood out, why Culver Stockton stood out to you. What is it about you guys that made Culver Stockton excited about this package deal?
I don't know. Like, we were talking to some of the coaches, and they were like, they thought it was really cool that like I was playing tight end fullback, and then Robert was playing QB to get the QB wide receiver connection going, because like we do like every day since we were like 10, me and Robert go outside and throw the ball.
Right.
Like, we know what the other one's gonna do before they like.
Right.
He even knows he's gonna do it. Like, we can just anticipate what each other's gonna do. So it just creates a unique dynamic on the field that it's gonna be hard for defenses to stop.
I gave you both a hard time when you walked in because you are twins, and that's not why I gave you a hard time. I deal with that every day. But Robert, you're wearing a Patriots hoodie. Your brother, we really don't want to talk to him. He's wearing an Eagles. How does this happen?
World champs, baby. Not this year, but we'll be back.
I grew up in Delaware, so all my family are Eagles. I married a Washington fan somehow, but my mom had me. She was 15, and so she tried to make me as normal as possible. So when I was growing up, the Cowboys were – so I grew up with the pajamas and the whole deal. Somehow been married almost 28 years to a Washington fan. All my family are Eagles fans. And so we're going to have to ask you to leave for the second part of this interview. But how does that happen? You don't even like the right team. Or you don't like the right teams, but you don't even like the same team.
Well, mine was because we had first started playing football when we were 8. And the thing is we wanted to – me and Gary are bad about when we pick a subject, we got to learn everything about the subject. Right. Same reason we both picked Alabama, because they were winners at that time.
Right.
So, and the thing was I was bigger than most of the kids on our Pee Wee team, and I was playing – tackle, tight end-ish, and Dad's like, well, you kind of look like Gronk out there, so we went with it, and then the Patriots have been my team ever since. And just so happened that one guy that I looked to help change the transition to quarterback was watching Brady in the pocket trying to move and step up, try to see it. So it was like that pick kind of helped this year's move, and then Gary's got a hilarious story about how he picked his.
So the dynamic in our house is our mom is a Florida fan, Dad's a Tennessee fan.
Nice.
I don't even know how that worked either. But we picked Bama, obviously, so I always make the joke. We just picked in between. Tennessee, Florida, we picked the middle. We wanted nothing to do with either of them. Right. But so Tennessee games would be on when we started playing football, and I was playing D-end at the time. And they had the pass rusher, Derek Barnett, who broke Reggie White's sack record. That same year, I really started actually sitting down and watching full games. So Derek Barnett was like my favorite player. And then that April, he gets picked in the first round. So then I just started like rooting for the Eagles, and then we ended up winning the Super Bowl, and ever since it just stuck.
So that's a sad story. So we got to call social services on your dad for your part, and then you. That's just sad. The Cowboys, we have all kinds of incredible players to follow along with.
Well, and then but I'm best friends with the two biggest Cowboy fans that you'll ever meet.
Who's it?
CJ and then Curtis. I mean.
So, see, those are guys I like. I respect those guys a great deal. And Coach Tony, we were making fun of him.
Yeah, it's weird. Like, I'm an Eagles fan, and then everyone around me is Cowboys fans.
Right. I get it. Like I said, I have a text thread on Sundays with like 3 cousins from Philadelphia and Delaware, and it is so not very nice. We haven't spent Thanksgiving together for a couple of years now. But I get it, and like I said, I've been married to a Washington fan, and I hate it because she loves football and she knows football, so I can't say something dumb and then laugh at how dumb she is. She's like won our fantasy league 2 or 3 times. It's like, oh. So I'm being punished for something. I'm not sure why, but I think you two are part of this punishment now. 'Cause this is hard. This is hard on my heart to watch. I wore my FC gear to support you guys. This is terrible, but you did. We'll go back. I digress. Eric Ramos says, congratulations, guys. Glad to see all the hard work paying off.
Thank you.
And that's one of the things that, and I got to say, I respect you both a great deal because your senior year, you just kind of completely changed directions.
Yeah.
And I don't think people realize how hard that is. And so was this your idea? You two decided to come off the line, or somebody?
It really was. Like, this was always been kind of like my goal was to move into more of a skill position.
Right.
But it took a lot of work to get here, and then, like, it even got harder once you made the position change because now you're having to play the game at a whole faster rate, playing faster players.
Oh, yeah.
So, I mean, I'm really thankful for the opportunity Culver has me to, like, help me grow because I'm just going to get better the more reps I get at this new position.
Right. And how do we become a quarterback from because you were a guard,
a tackle.
A tackle.
So this started back at junior year. We played Lincoln County. I ended up breaking 2 vertebrae in my back.
Right.
So then I lost a bunch of weight over the off season, but I've had one of the strongest arms on the team, and they just needed someone back there because it was during spring. It was me and Alfonso, and if Alfonso won, I was going to move to tight end and help block. Deal up the line because I'd lost too much weight to stay there. Right. Then Alfonso transfers out to Huntland. Right. Now it's just me, and I've got a better arm. I've got the rhythm down to all this. But then when Randall went down, and then that threw the whole season for a loop.
That's tough.
Because now we don't have a run game, so now we need – so that's when Zay got brought into the mix. We need an extra blocker, so Zay, the quarterback needs to be able to run. And I'm decently fast. Like I ran away from defenders this year.
Brother doesn't look convinced over here.
I'm not fast enough to run the ball every down.
Right.
So then it just became a mix back and forth.
Right. But I got to say to both of you, I mean, to do that 5A football, I mean, that's very difficult and admirable. They did that. Landon Relford, you may know that guy. He says, great fellas. Which I don't think he's much older than you guys. I think that y'all may have played with him. I'm just kidding. I
think we missed by a couple years.
Not by much, but no. And that was, and you guys to follow your football career. So you started in Pee Wee. Yeah. You went to North.
Yep. Then we went. I don't think we had the same head coach for like.
No, we had 3 different head coaches all 3 years.
Right, and
then Coach Cunningham was there for our freshman year.
Right.
Left.
Right.
But we've had Hayworth ever since, and
right, and I love Hayward. I love Cunningham. You know, he's wound up at Swanee. I'm sure he's placed a phone call or 2. we won't say that out loud, Justin. We don't want any tampering.
We love you, Coach Cunningham.
I love Coach Cunningham. I got stuck. I didn't get stuck. That sounded ugly. But I was standing next to him at the Cowan Christmas parade. So I said, I'm trying to catch Reese cups, and you want to talk football. You back off, pal. You can call me after this is over. But he is a great guy, and it's been fun to see him wind up the mountain. And so he's a good guy. Well, look, we're going to take a quick break. Don't go anywhere. We're going to come right back, see if we can't find y'all some better hoodies to wear in the next section of the show. But we'll be right back. It is the Afternoon Handoff here on ESPN Radio 1340, 106.9 WCDT Winchester.
Are you struggling to get real impact from your marketing dollars? That's because most local advertising is sold short-term with no strategy behind it. At ESPN Radio Winchester, we don't just run ads, we build marketing plans. We focus on consistency and alignment across platforms and long-term visibility that keeps working even when your ad isn't playing. Because marketing isn't a project, it's a system. Start building your brand with ESPN Radio, 1340, 106.9 WCDT Winchester.
Mornings start here with the starting lineup. Weekdays from 7 to 9 on ESPN Radio, 1340, 106.9 WCDT Winchester. Real talk, local pride. Sports that matter here at home. This is the Afternoon Handoff with Johnny Hand, the voice of Franklin County. On ESPN Radio 1340 1069.
Poultry Electric and Pro Hardware, LLC, located on 1991 Chart Springs Road in Winchester, is the place to go for all your electrical, hardware, and outdoor needs. They are open Monday through Friday from 7 a.m. until 5 p.m. and Saturday from 8 a.m. until 5 p.m. Do you know what you're looking for and want to know if the store has it? You can contact them at 931-967-7351 to get in touch with someone that can help. That's over on Chart Springs Road in Winchester at Poultry Electric and Pro Hardware, LLC.
When life hits you hard, you need someone who will stand up and fight back for you. Andy Davis, attorney at law, serves Southern Middle Tennessee in personal injury, criminal defense, family law, bankruptcy, and more. Call today to set up your free consultation, where you'll get clear answers, honest guidance, and a plan built around your needs. Online at southerninjurylaw.com. This is an advertisement. Andy Davis, attorney at law, responsible for content. No representation is made that the quality of legal services is greater than that of other lawyers.
Feeling under the weather? Need a quick checkup or urgent care? Look no further than Complete Express Care in Winchester. Our expert medical team is here to provide fast, reliable care when you need it most. From minor illnesses and injuries to lab tests and x-rays. No appointment necessary. Visit us today at 1211 Dinah Shore Boulevard in Winchester or call us at 931-967-6669. Complete Express Care. Your health, our priority.
And welcome back. It is the Afternoon Handoff, ESPN Radio 1340, 106.9, WCDT Winchester. Once again, in studio with me today, I got Robert and Gary Argo. Head over to that ESPN Radio Winchester Facebook page. Check us out. We are live. The studio is looking extra handsome today, apparently. I'm not sure if that's the text I got. I'm not sure if I'm supposed to be offended by that or not. But, again, thank you guys for coming. How does it – can you believe? I know your mom and dad are probably sorry because y'all are the oldest, right?
Yep. Yeah.
You have some younger siblings.
Joshua's at North, and then Michael's at Broadview. So
now, is Joshua aware of this new TWSWA transfer rule?
Joshua really doesn't – he hasn't took into, like, playing sports yet. I don't know if he ever will, but I kind of hope he does.
You guys don't you don't make them play?
No. I mean, I'm currently diving into the coaching world, coaching like Michael and Rec basketball.
Yeah, and Corey Brown's basketball league.
Do you coach together?
I assistant coach. Yes.
Yeah.
How is your assistant coach?
He assistant coach from the bleachers. So, Dad,
I have to show up to practice. I get to be counted as a coach.
You get the T-shirt, right?
Yes.
That's all I care about.
So, like, it was originally like Dad's the head coach, and then like me and Robert will help. And then the first game, I'm yelling at the end of the bench, and I'm like, Dad, just sit down. Let me do this.
How'd you do?
We ended up losing that game, but we won Tuesday, so we're 1-1.
Well, see, my girls, when they were Cowan, I coached rec league basketball. And actually, because Joe, it drives him crazy, we'll do the broadcast. 3 of Franklin County's high school starters I coached, the girls' team. And so my first year, we lost every game. My wife quit as my assistant coach. Second year, I won the championship. Third year, I lost every game. And then the girls got the South, and they said, we're going to be cheerleaders. And Mom was their cheer coach. I said, I'll stick with the microphone. Y'all did away with nobody does the roll them up in toilet paper, kick it to the moon anymore. I'm out. So y'all don't even know what I'm talking about. That's awful. But is that something that you think you might want to do down the line?
I've always thought about like maybe one day being an assistant coach at like maybe the high school level or college level at like football. Right. Basketball, I'm just not as well versed in like the nuances of the game.
I got to ask y'all about that because what happened last summer? Y'all are like linemen. You're laid up in traction somewhere, and then you come back, and all of a sudden we're skill players on offensive football, and then next thing I know, you got basketball shorts on too.
I don't know if it's something that's like my senior year we're gonna like make the best of it, or I just think maybe like the weight loss and then being a skill player finally all like lined up, and then like I shoot basketball every other day, usually in the backyard. So,
well, I think it's awesome.
It just kind of all happened.
Who wouldn't want to be on a basketball team with Brandon and Brody? I mean, we always felt like we had a shot to win.
Well, and it's funny because we saw more dunks in one of your games than we saw in the rest. Anybody else for the rest of the season? I don't think we saw anybody dunk on us all year.
No,
I can't think of a single dunk.
Maybe Battleground because they had that 7-footer, but I think Brandon ended up getting him back. Like he dunked one early in like the first quarter, I think, and then Brandon ended up dunking on him later that game.
I can believe that. And I've known Brandon since he was born, so it was kind of funny. I try to take credit for his talent because we're related, but then he reminds me that he's related to my wife. So I don't no credit anywhere. But let me ask you, because we were talking about a little bit about basketball, the alumni game.
Oh, that was so much fun.
You guys out on the court, got to play some. We'll call them experienced guys. Well, I'm older than they are, so we're going to be. But y'all are lucky because I don't know if you noticed, I was dressed to play. They wouldn't let me in the game.
We need someone to announce it.
Well, I'm not an alumni, so they used that. They were up for 2 days trying to find a reason to exclude me. Because originally, and you're lucky because originally it was going to be us. It was going to be Joe Abraham and I, and then I messed up. I sent them a picture of my senior year basketball, and they were afraid I was going to wear those same shorts. And so they said, sorry, you're not an alumni. Please just shut up. Here's a Diet Dr. Pepper and a hot dog and a microphone. Say, wait, but how was that out there to play with that? What about that atmosphere and just playing against some of those guys?
I mean, I turned to Brandon and was like, I've never seen this many people in the gym before. But, like, the really cool part was, like, Tony being, like, the coach. It was, like, it was really just the players playing all our, like, rec coaches and Pee-wee coaches and everyone we've always looked up to. We finally actually got to rub elbows with them.
When I was laughing, I think it was poor Austin. He was coming down the field and coming down the court, ran into Eric Taylor. And Eric didn't even know. Austin, I thought we were going to have to call a stretcher out for him. He hit the ground hard. And then Eric just turned around like, you know, what the heck happened? He didn't even know. But I wanted to ask you, and the reason I brought that up was because we were kind of concerned when this idea started percolating. It was senior night, and we didn't want to take away from senior night. So I'll ask you, did that impact senior? Did that make it worse?
Honestly, to me, it made it better because it was like, you had the old guard, and then, like, us seniors, like, next year, if any of us are in town, like, could technically play on, like, the alumni team. So kind of like a handing off the torch to the younger guys, and then us kind of symbolically moving on to the older team.
What do you think?
I thought that just the alumni game itself, though it was put together with, like, a day notice.
Oh, yeah.
But, like, the community getting out there, I think that was the best way to send off the seniors, that, like, the community supports you.
Well, I was hoping that's how you felt because it was cool because the gym was packed, but it was all Franklin County people.
I think me and Brandon were talking right before we went out for warm-ups, and we're like, this is all from Franklin County. Like, no away team. Like
everybody loves us here.
We're not going to get
that's a big change.
When we go out there. Because way we warm up right in front of the visitor team's gym. And then, like, the Tullahoma game, their student section was right behind the goal we were warming up on, and
I'm sure they were very genuinely nice and supportive.
Very kind.
Yeah. Very cordial.
The kind cats. I get that. But I'm glad to hear you say that because that was really one of the big concerns when this was coming together, was not taken away from that moment. But, I mean, it wound up being – I thought it was amazing. And I was happy for you guys because, you know, either way you turned for pictures, you were being greeted by this loud applause. And so good. That makes us – and like I said, y'all can rest easy. They didn't let me play. As I tell everybody, this is how old I am. My senior year was when the 3-point line came into high school basketball. Oh, you didn't have to say it like that. That's not the response. I graduated in 1986. The 3-point line came into play in 1985, and so my points per game average went from 0.1 to like 0.3. It didn't really matter much. I had an all-state shooting guard. So I just dribbled down and passed it off, and then I went, Greg, I'm open. He said, yes, you are. Never get. I'm here. Must have been the shorts, but I'll ask you. We'll get back to Culver, Stockton, and college football. What kind of offense do you guys run up there? What are they looking to do with you?
It's very, very similar. The short bit I got when we were up there,
Right.
It's very similar to what we run at Franklin County. Mainly gun with the sliding fullback and kind of more of a spread look.
Right, and that's what you want to play,
Yeah.
right?
It was the one thing, and that also helped in the decision making. Just like not trying to change systems, because we had other offers from D3 schools where they're running the wing T or they're stuck in an I formation, and you're like, that's just not what I've came from.
Right.
Like Tony wants to spread the ball out and get it gone. And
Coach Kermit, I'm sorry, I know you're listening. You hurt his feelings when you talk about the wing T and that.
hey, I'll give him credit. The wing T was hard to stop in middle school.
No, I love Kermit is the
Turn around and give it to CJ. You gotta tackle him.
right, and that's so I got to ask you. Well, I'm sitting here trying to think in my head how many guys from your team do we have that are going to be heading off to play college football next year?
I'm not sure. Like currently, right now, I think there is. I think a couple of the guys that may have offers to go play. I'm not sure right now if they're going to go take those, but I hope they go play. I mean, it never hurts to play a couple more years of football.
Well, and you touched on it. I mean, you know that the real world sneaks up on you quicker than you like, and and so I'm excited that you're getting an opportunity to go out there and do so. Take football out of the mix. You're going to Canton, Missouri. Everybody, when I was a little kid, I said, Mom, I want to go to Canton, Missouri on summer break. Just kidding, never heard of it. But it's a neat little town. What is it about college that you're looking forward to, not just away from the football field?
I know, Mom and Dad, you're listening, but, like, I think it's actually going to be fun to kind of be on my own a little bit now and, like, still kind of have that safety net with, like, being in college in a structured environment, but, like, getting a taste of what it's going to be like to be, like, by myself and now on my own.
Right. What do you think?
I think just, like, I'm not that worried about the work because I'm taking a Motlow class now, so it's not like I know I can do it. It's just going to be pretty much that, like, no one's there going to get you up, and if you oversleep, no one's going to be there. And I think that'll be – college is a great experience for practice for going in the real world because it gives you enough security to where you're not going to fail unless you truly tried to fail at college.
Well, and it gives you the tools to succeed. And it's up to you to figure out, you can have all the tools, but if you don't open up the toolbox, it doesn't matter.
You can't, you're not going to be able to fix anything.
So the finance thing, your mom and dad are behind that?
Yeah.
I was going to be an engineer till like last year, and then I realized calculus was hard, and I said,
do you take calculus up at the high school?
I
think there's only like 5 or 6 of you.
I took the first semester. It was the AP class. I took the first semester, and it like knocked out my math. And then like I took a hard look, and I was like, "Mom, I don't think I want to be an engineer anymore. Let's see if we can get out of this." Like,
and like we passed the pre-cal test well enough to where it knocks out at Culver. It knocks out our first 2 maths.
Wow.
And we don't have to take calculus to get the finance degree. So I was like, this is pointless.
Yeah, I'm gonna take statistics.
And that, I can say I'm trying to think. I think one of my girls is doing the calculus thing.
Ooh.
I don't know. They both. Mom does all the school stuff. They have a meeting every Friday. She goes over the grades. They pretend like I'm not even there. I get hit up when the meal money account's too low. And when we got to go to a ball game, then that's I'm the concession stand guy. But I love that, and I love that I've gotten to they've gotten to grow up around all the ball fields and all those things. What's been some of your best experiences through like the North years and on up through high school?
Oh man, I think like an experience like right now that sticks out is we were playing Pee Wee football, and then like they rented a charter bus for us to go play Shelbyville on a Saturday, and I just thought that was the coolest thing in the world.
You got spoiled, and then you got to high school and get on that yellow bus. Shut up, we're going to Greenville. What do you think?
I think mine's going to be our 8th grade year at North because it was like every game. And I think our parents would like get on to all of us. We won like 6 games that year, but it was every game we were down by like 14 at halftime. But like we could not play. going in the first half, and then we just make these miraculous comebacks out
Right.
of nowhere. And I mean,
I was there.
Yeah, the feeling of momentum that you
Right.
feel. I think even that North and South game, I think we were down that year. I think we've been down in most of the North and South games,
Right.
but we always ended up winning
Oh,
undefeated.
that's another one. Like 7th grade
Not
year.
since you left, though.
Not,
No,
but I like to remind CJ each week, haven't beat me until you came back with that stacked South
loaded
Pittsburgh team.
South Pittsburgh. Yeah, I hope. Wait a minute. CJ's a Cowboys fan. You watch your mouth.
Yeah. I mean, that 7th grade year when we stopped him on the goal line and then we jumped up and celebrated like we won the Super Bowl, that was fun.
I was there. I get accused a lot. And I grew up in Delaware, so I'm married to a Trojan through. My wife is in year 21 at South. She went to South, but I mean, yeah, I've been. This will be my 20th year in the booth. I've been 15 for North. So that's we got some Gator stuff. I got in trouble. Landon weighed in to say something nice about you guys. He's got me in a lot of trouble this year. He shows up here too much, and he's brought me a shirt. I have a shirt that's probably older than you guys. It's my only Gator shirt. So I only get to wear it 4 days a year.
Yeah.
My twins, they're Trojan girls. You can't wear that ugly red shirt. So he's ordered me a black one. So I'm hoping it'll hide in the closet a little bit better. Red really stands out against that green and gold.
Hey, I'm excited. I'll still be in town, I think, by the time they break out the black jerseys to play this year. And I thought that was cool by Landon to try to switch up the colors. And I don't see why it got so much backlash. But
well, that's. And I'll ask you this because as we were going through a coaching change, and I've known Tracy Hayworth since I've been in town. It'll be 21 years this summer. Tracy's one of the first people I met. I don't know why, but he and I've been friends. Love Tracy. Wish it would have worked out. It didn't. But we talk about culture. You guys, you're about to graduate. You just went through the program. What are some of the things from the players' standpoint that you think would be that folks may not be aware of that you see? What are some things that we can do differently?
I've been thinking about it, this question might come up, and one of the things that probably needs to be changed. I don't think it was anything Coach Hayworth did why we had a hard time struggling. It was really if you really think about it, none of our players have ever seen Franklin County really win at anything. We were talking that track does really well,
right?
But any of our major sports like football, basketball, it's been years since we've seen any real solid year after year success.
Girls soccer team would differ.
Yeah, they definitely beg for difference. Some of them remind me that they won the state title quite a bit. But
I hear that.
It's for our football players and stuff, Coach T this summer after we came home from a tournament, he told us, it's we have all the talent to win. We just have to, for lack of better words, tell ourselves that we can win.
Right.
We're not the same old Franklin County that just always loses.
Right. So what do we do different going forward?
I feel like that the new perspective that Coach Reed, that I know listening to the players, because I check up on Monte. So what's going on down there? Because we're stuck in the school building as seniors. We don't get to go down to the field house anymore.
You're in that tweener land now.
Yeah. To where, but the culture's changing down there, and it was more of when us and Coach Hayworth were down there. Coach Hayworth liked to focus on. It was football, and the thing is there was about 5 of us that could understand what he was saying football-wise, and it was me, Gary, Monte, Zay, Logan, and a lot of us, and we could get it, click.
Right.
We know what he's talking about. Oh, this is the change we have to make. Right. The issue is there's 22 of us on the field.
Right.
And so we would sit there, and then it would seem like we would make major strides during the summer. And then we'd realize that some people that we're trying to count on have kind of been faking it, and trying to keep with it, and trying to fake that they understand what they know to do.
Right.
And then it would just end up falling apart when we'd go on to live plays or scrimmages.
It changes when there's somebody on the other team, a different colored uniform that's trying to knock your head off.
And then the fact that we were just so young this year, we didn't have at the top senior wise we could play, The issue is we were just so young on the back half of the team, so what we were playing against also really didn't know what they were doing. So Coach Hayworth was like, we'd have to spend a long time trying to make up football IQ that to play 5A football, people don't understand. 5A is ultra competitive.
Oh, yeah.
You're not going to win unless you have everybody on the team knowing what they're doing, like if they're a starter.
So what do you as seniors do? How do you approach that? Because that was a great life lesson.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, when you get into finance, I spent 30 years in the finance world. Let me explain. There's some fakers out there. You know, there's some calculator guys and some. So, I mean, what do you do as seniors? How did you approach that this season?
So the one thing like you have to approach in the like what I found is like you just tell them why you're doing it, not so just like what to do, but why we're doing this and to how it helps the overall team. But one thing I would give advice to the current players is like watch YouTube videos about just basic football concepts and just understand what you're doing, why you're doing it, and how the game's played at a high level. Because it's just going to make it easier for your coaches to coach you.
Well, and one of the things, you know, and Coach Reed has been on the show, and I've got a chance to talk to him. He was here in the studio last week as well. He sent the players video already.
Yeah.
But
I got that. I'm still on the huddle.
Are you? But he recognizes that, exactly to your point, that just because you got the video doesn't mean you know how to watch it. And so he sent it to him. And one of the things that impressed me when he came on the first time when I met him, he's watched film on all the North and South games last year.
Yeah.
Which is spectacular because now he knows what he's walking into. Granted, if they all show up come June 1st. But that was also a limbo that happened this year with Coach Hayworth and us. We didn't know how many North and South kids were going to show up to play. Because we heard all these rumors, like the high school, we kind of got gutted a little bit when the transfer window opened. And then we heard rumors that some of the South kids are like, oh, I'm going to go to South Pitt too. So we were really worried that our freshman class would be really small.
Well, so I want to ask you a question, and I've asked those, and I love that you mentioned him a minute ago, CJ. You still give him a hard time, right?
A little bit, yeah.
I love CJ, and oddly enough, the last two, not this last one, but the two cruises, the whole family winds up on the same cruise ship with me. And we booked one for when my girls graduate next year. They're already on that one too. But I give him a hard time. A lot of folks left, but I'll ask you a question that I asked him when he was on, and he played a lot. A lot of those guys didn't play much. And so you just had a senior year. It's a tough senior year. There's no way around it. You did a great job. Are you glad? Would you rather had a senior year where you struggled, but you were part of it and you played, or would you rather be on a team and you get a ring, but your mom never has to wash your uniform pants?
I'd rather have been on this FC team this year. I'm like really glad I stayed and got to like experience my senior year with all my friends and then the seniors that did stay. And I work out with CJ 4 times a week. Like there's I don't take offense to CJ leaving. CJ did what was best for him, and I felt like I did what was best for me. So,
and I tease him every time I see him. I give him a hard time, but I never fail to tell him that I love him and that I pray for him to stay healthy and move forward. But I'm still gonna give him a hard time, and he'd probably be more concerned if I didn't.
Yeah.
But we were at a basketball game, and there was him and Alfonso and one of the Clymer twins.
Oh yeah.
And I was like, oh, that's like Trader Road. They had to sit all three of you right next to each other. But again, they did what they and God love them. I told all three of them I love them, gave them a hug, and they know that I'm kidding. But how do you feel about that?
First off with CJ, I mean, he went to a better situation and he played. He was an impactful player. Like he was on the scouting report, and he's like, well, we can't. We told our defensive ends you can't get into CJ's chest. He benches 400 pounds. He will throw you like a rag doll.
I've seen how many ice cream cones he can eat on a Carnival cruise ship. That's a lot.
But it kind of hurt when he left because you're like, of course, you've been in like a 3-year starter.
Right.
That's a big hole to try.
That's a 300-pound hole to fill.
And you've had
that's like 3 freshmen.
4 maybe. I mean,
Yeah.
we were struggling, and the thing is we struggled on the offensive line this
Right.
year. And granted, I felt the brunt of it.
Right.
And it was like, well, you always think, what if CJ would have stayed? I don't know how many more wins we would have
Right.
got, but I know maybe the offense would have worked better.
Right.
You know, I mean, you don't know, but it kind of it hurt just a little bit because you're like, we could build something.
Right.
We could go down as the one that turned the tide at Franklin County to try to move us in the right direction.
Right.
And for all honesty, we thought maybe we did after that Howard game, and then
Right.
we just said, I don't know.
Right. It's a tough season, and I get exactly what you're saying. Like I said, I bring him up. I laugh because I'll talk to some people and they'll skirt around it. And I'm like, it's CJ. Love
Yeah.
CJ, and he did what he felt like was best for him. And
He won. He's
Yep.
going D1.
And
You
so,
can't
yep.
fault him for what he did.
I ain't mad at him. And he's a Cowboys fan, so I,
He gets a little extra bonus.
a little
points.
extra. He's a pretty good bodyguard to have if you have twin daughters and you're on a boat.
Yep.
There aren't very many. I didn't worry about my girls getting back to the cabin safely. He figured it out. He had his sister and some of his cousins there, and then my girls, and he realized he had all the girls around him, so all the guys wanted to hang out with him. And then I figured out I've got a 300-pound kid walking my daughter's back at curfew. Have another ice cream cone.
That
But-
can squat 500. and bench 400
That's it. That's
pounds.
exactly right. It was I mean, and he's a good kid, and so, but I noticed, and I know because Jenna works out over there too, so I know that y'all work out with him a lot, and I brought it up on purpose because I think it's important that people understand you make the decision that you think is best for you. And that make you a bad kid, and it worked out well for him. You guys took advantage of your opportunities. I still think that's it's very cool that the story's a little weird how you got there.
Yeah.
But so who's playing you in the movie?
I do think about that. Like, I'm like, this would make a great Hollywood adaptation. Like,
Well, okay. So I won't put you in a spot to come across as who's playing your brother. Which one of you is Matt Damon and which one of you is Ben Affleck?
I'll take Matt Damon.
I'm fine with Ben Affleck. He's Batman.
Well, I'm going to be very mad if y'all get Steve Buscemi to play me. I want like older debonair Rob Lowe maybe. So I'm going to keep my eye out for that. But I give you a hard time. But I am very, very proud of both of you. I know you put in the work. And that matters, and I want you to know that I know a lot of those younger folks, the younger kids, the freshmen, and those guys. It was tough for you guys, but they've paid attention and you left your mark.
Yeah.
And ultimately, when you get done, I tell my girls this all the time: whatever it is you do, you may want to stay away from rec league. It doesn't sound like that's your thing. Just kidding. But whatever you do, the best you can hope for is to leave a mark.
Yeah.
And so you guys, you came along. It was funny because I've been your announcer since sixth grade.
Yeah.
And then last summer they're like, "Oh, well, you know who our quarterback is, and his brother's gonna be out on the tight end." No, but it was awesome, and it was fun to see you make that transition, both of you, because it is different. Mm-hmm. And I got it. And CJ, he'll send me an ugly text message if I don't say. It's not that being on the line is easy.
No, it's not.
I'm going to be honest. Being on the line might have been the hardest thing I've ever done.
Are you serious?
Yes.
Dude, it's hard.
Well, see, and people don't realize that, and I laugh because if you go into the pros, a lot of times that tackle is like the third highest paid player on the team.
You're gonna have QB 1 and then wide receiver 1, 1, 2 in the pay, and then your left tackle is gonna be number 3.
Which is, so I guess I was playing the wrong position. There wasn't much money in it for a scrawny quarterback with a 30-yard limitation. And I had my other buddy was my running back, so if they got too close to me, I pitched it to Alan real quick and let Alan take all the mighty Smurf took a lot of tackles on my behalf, and so I apologize, Alan. Go Green Dragons, love it. But you guys, we're wrapping up here, hour number 1. What do you want to say to the folks out there before we send you on out to you get on your spring break and hopefully get a new hoodie or something?
Thank you to everyone in Franklin County for supporting me all the way through my athletic career. y'all will never know how much y'all mean to me, and I just want to say thank you.
I want to say thank you to everybody, but I also want to say that we need to continue to support all our athletic programs, and more support's always. I mean, you don't know how much it means to have people that you don't recognize be in the crowd that are willing to be there for Franklin County athletics, and the more we get of that, the more that maybe you don't become a stranger there, and and I mean, athletes love when people come out to support them, and that'll be, you don't know how much of an impact that makes.
Well said. Heading off to Culver Stockton, you could have wore some Wildcat gear or something. We would have got along a lot better.
Yeah.
I got my FC gear.
I should have. I was thinking about wearing my player hoodie, and then I almost took a nap.
Well, we've been fishing all morning. So.
Did you catch anything?
I caught a 3-pounder this morning.
Really? Is he exaggerating?
No, I caught a 6-pound.
He caught a striped bass. Those do not count.
They're too easy.
Look, we're fishing the 10-4 Classic this Saturday.
Are you guys fishing in it?
Yeah, I'm fishing with my grandpa. Robert's fishing with Dad. So.
Well, who's gonna win?
I should.
Probably. We're not on fish yet.
What?
Talk to me Friday.
Yeah.
But one last question. Now you brought that up, the competition. How's your brackets look?
Oh, so I had Florida winning. That
good.
Didn't go over too well.
See, at this point, I'm just playing spoiler.
Right.
I was so happy UConn hit the shot yesterday.
Yeah. So I'm in a group with. This was the funniest thing ever. So Brandon and Garrett Patterson, Brandon Walker and Garrett Patterson's in our little group, and it was Brandon forgot to submit his bracket or whatever, and then he gets it submitted and goes right to the top of the board.
That's bullcrap. Who do you think he is?
I was sitting there.
Don't make exceptions for Brandon Walker. Who is he?
So my 3 bracket entries right now are sitting at 56%, 53%, and 84%.
I don't want to hurt y'all's feelings because I know y'all know I have twins. Jenna's bracket is at 88% right now.
What did she pick?
She has
lovable.
She just
mascots?
She went chalk.
She went chalk. She went all 4.
All
Technically,
favorites.
all 4 1 seeds would have got you going pretty well in this.
And that's what's
this
happening.
year's tournament.
She's not going to enjoy this coming weekend as much. Now Jada, on the other hand, she had Tennessee and Vandy in the finals. And so.
See, my issue is I'm too SEC dominant.
Right.
I believe in the SEC too much, so I took Vandy going to the Sweet 16. That didn't go out so well.
Which I rode the Tennessee train perfectly. I had them going up against Michigan, and then I had Michigan beating them. So I didn't see the walloping they were going to take. And the Duke game, that was what a
shot.
That's great. And a freshman.
I mean, before that shot, on ESPN this morning, they were he was 1 for 6, I think, before that shot.
And what's cool is he's from Indianapolis, and so he's the reigning Indianapolis Mr. Basketball.
Yeah, Dan Hurley was talking about that was when they recruited him. It was we're gonna go back to the Final Four. You're gonna get to go play back in Indy.
So Culver Stockton, tell mom and dad they're gonna bring you back to Tennessee. Y'all play who's? I meant to ask you who's the closest team that you play.
I'd have to look
because I looked at this Heart of America Athletic Conference, which I love the name, by the way.
Yeah,
but it's y'all going to be going to Iowa and some stuff.
Yeah.
Hope y'all like corn.
Hey, you can do a lot with corn. Cornbread.
Sweet cornbread.
I'm more of a savory guy. You heat up the cast iron skillet with oil in it, and you kind of near fry it.
That ugly hoodie made Robert my favorite anyway. So you can't regroup. I don't like the Patriots either, but you just.
But we don't play the Cowboys twice a year, do we?
There you go. See, my favorite. Everybody's got a favorite. I'll let your mom and dad break it to you which one is. I get that. I had my wife on the show about a month ago, and I said I saved the hardest question for last. Everybody says Jada looks like me and Jenna looks like you. Who's the prettiest twin? She did not answer, and I think I'm still in trouble. I'm used to that. But thank y'all so much for coming on.
No.
It's been a lot of fun watching you. You grow. Well, I watched you grow up.
Yeah.
Then you grew smaller, and then you moved into some different positions. But I just want you to know that folks notice, and the work that you put in, it stands out. And I'm proud of you. It was fun. I did. I was honest with you when they told me what was happening. Like, this is gonna be fun, but y'all, it was fun to watch, and very excited for you to get a chance to for the rest of your life.
Yeah.
You played college football. Nobody can take that away from you, and you earned it. So congratulations. Good luck. I hope the Wildcats go to a championship game and the announcer gets laryngitis and y'all have to call me last minute, and I'll jump right in there. So, but we appreciate you guys.
Thank you.
Go Wildcats.
Go Wildcats.
Don't go anywhere. It's going to be right back after this. It is the Afternoon Handoff here on ESPN Radio 1340, 106.9 WCDT Winchester.
And so are fresh new savings at Furniture Merchandise Outlet, FMO, right here in Tullahoma. Ready to refresh your space? From living rooms and bedrooms to dining sets and mattresses, FMO has the styles you want at prices you'll love. No long waits, no sticker shock. Just take it home today. Visit them at 105 North Jackson Street in Tullahoma or browse anytime at FMOTN.com. Furniture Merchandise Outlet, where spring cleaning turns into a spring upgrade.
This is Joe Abraham, inviting you to join me and Chewy every Tuesday morning on the starting lineup for Trending Tuesday. We're breaking down what's buzzing right here in Franklin County and across social media. The stories everyone's talking about, from local headlines and sports chatter to the wild world online. If it's trending, we're tackling it. Don't miss Trending Tuesday on the starting lineup. Weekday mornings from 7 to 9 on ESPN Radio 1340 1069 WCDT Winchester.
From the 931 Go Weather Center, it's time for an ESPN Radio Winchester weather update, presented by Pennett's Pharmacy.
After a very warm afternoon, we are chilling down to a low of only 61 degrees tonight. Going to be partly cloudy with a 10% chance of showers and thunderstorms tonight at around 7 p.m. Showers and thunderstorms will be continuing up until the early morning at around 8 a.m. Early morning temperatures at around 70 degrees. Stay tuned to ESPN Radio Winchester for all of your wonderful weather updates.
Looking for more than just prescriptions? Bennett's Pharmacy in Winchester has it all. Grab a bite from our menu, browse our boutique for one-of-a-kind finds, and sip on a Bloody Marty that's worth talking about, all in one stop. Located at 1201 Dinah Shore Boulevard, Bennett's Pharmacy is your unexpected destination for great food, fun shopping, and so much more. Call us at 931-967-2777 or come see what everyone's raving about.
From Friday night lights to championship runs, the official home of Franklin County Athletics is ESPN Radio 1340 1069 WCDT Winchester. From the sidelines to the square, this is the Afternoon Handoff with Johnny Hand.
And welcome back. It is Monday, the Afternoon Handoff. Johnny Hand in studio. ESPN Radio 1340, 106.9 WCDT Winchester. Head on over to that ESPN Radio Winchester Facebook page. A big thank you to our friends over at Hall Furniture Superstore sponsoring that live stream. Enjoyed getting to talk to Robert, Gary Argo, the Argo twins. Gosh, just an incredible young men. I enjoyed getting to, I tell people all the time, and they're good examples of this. When you're a parent, everybody knows that you get to watch your own kid grow up and find their way and do their thing. But what they don't prepare you for, and what's been the most fun for me, is that you get to watch this extended circle of kids that are in that little universe, if you will, and so they most certainly qualify as and I know their mom and dad will testify to this, as a twin dad. It is impossible not to know who all the other twins are, and so it makes it just a little bit more special. And so a big thank you, Robert and Gary, for coming in and hanging out with me for that first hour, and so excited for them. Couldn't happen to a nicer set of young men. And heading off to Culver Stockton in Canton, Missouri, going to be playing football for the Wildcats. And so we'll keep track of them, and we'll be sure and share those stats and share that information for you. But excited to see what they do. So it is spring break. Again, just real quick, the show is on all week. I'm going to be out Wednesday, but Joe Abraham and Chewy will be in studio. I'm going to be heading off on Wednesday. My girls took their first college visit this morning. They've been at UAH today. Heading to Tennessee Tech on Wednesday. Christy and I lived in Cookeville the first 7 years we were married, and so Joe Abraham was kind enough to sit in for me Wednesday so that I can travel up to Cookeville, see some old friends, tour the college with my girls, and just kind of get an opportunity to just spend a little family time this spring break. But we'll be here all week, 2 to 4 as normal. On Friday, I got a chance, as you heard, I've been speaking with Robert and Gary Argo seniors today, signed Culver Stockton in Canton, Missouri. Like I said, Friday, Josh Smith is going to be in studio. He runs cross country and is signed to run for Motlow in the fall. So it's exciting things. If you are not going out to these sporting events, and Argo, the Twins did a great job of explaining what it means to the players. It means a lot to the players just to see you there. But the truth is, if you're not going, you're missing out. Because there are some amazing young men and women that wear the uniforms from all the different sports. And so come on out. And along those lines, I always try at during every show, and Joe Abraham, Chewy do a great job of this in the morning during the starting lineup. We try to tell you who's playing and where and what time and all those things so that you can hopefully get out and cheer them on. But today, Huntland Baseball is heading over to Skyline. They've got a 4:30 first pitch. Huntland Baseball during spring break this week is also playing on Thursday. They'll be on the road to Rockford Christian. And then Huntland Softball is in action on tomorrow, on Tuesday. They're heading over to Cornersville. And then on Thursday, the Lady Hornets are going to be home. A big district matchup for them. Cascade is coming to town. First pitch at 5 o'clock. Franklin County High School baseball, man, those guys are going to be busy this week. They have 5 games this week, beginning with tonight. The Rebels are heading over to Giles County. First pitch at 6 o'clock. And then tomorrow night, Giles County will be here. First pitch at 6 o'clock over at Gamble. On Thursday, they're heading to Smyrna, and they'll play that games at 6 o'clock. And then Friday, Smyrna's coming here. It's a special Friday spring break edition, 1 o'clock first pitch. And then Saturday, Wilson County will be here at Gamble Park at 1 o'clock. If you have not been over to the Gamble Park and the years that state's been here, man, you're missing one of the most amazing high school baseball parks in all of Tennessee, probably in the South. Just a beautiful park over there. So good luck to all those teams. Tomorrow night, your Franklin County High School track team is heading over to Walker Valley for a meet that starts at 4 o'clock. Now, that's Eastern time. It's going to be a good event. And then this Saturday, the Franklin County High School track team is hosting their second track meet. If you missed it Saturday, you missed a great time. 7 teams, 7 different high schools in this track meet over at Franklin County on Saturday. Riverdale, the biggest school, came to town. They got first overall for the boys and the girls. The Franklin County came in second overall for the boys and the girls. So a great showing. Gosh, it was the wind was blowing. It was crazy. The wind was fierce, and it was cold, and then it warmed up, and then it got a little chilly again. It was a long day, but it was a fun day, and we'll encourage you to come back out this Saturday. So it is spring break. if you have stayed in town, if you haven't scooted off to the beach, then we encourage you to get out and check out some of these games. And I'm looking. There may be. I'm trying to check on tennis. And forgive me if you're listening and you're affiliated with the tennis program. Please shoot me a text, send us a message, and let us know. We want to cover you as well. But I'm a little behind the eight ball this week. I got spoiled, and I brag on her a lot. But, the school is on spring break. Carter Pinkleton does an absolutely amazing job. Usually it's on Sunday night, but if it's not on Sunday night, it's first thing early Monday morning. Carter puts together through the Franklin County High School or through the Franklin County School District Facebook page where to be this week. That hasn't happened this week. They're on spring break, so I ain't mad at her. In fact, like I said, I brag on her a lot because that's my cheat sheet. So I had to do my homework this morning and come up with the game information I got. So if I've missed you, I'm pretty sure there's no soccer this week. They didn't have anything on their schedule. But if I've missed you, please, I'm not offended. Reach out and let me know so that I can spread the word and get some folks to come out and support you. But again, if you weren't there Saturday, it was a lot of fun, and he hates it when I do this, but I want to say thank you to Jason Darty. Jason doesn't have any kids in the program anymore. He's got two daughters that are out just absolutely taking over the world, doing big things. They're in college, and they're amazing and just doing these great things. Jason has no children in the program. Jason was out there with us. If you've been to a track meet, then you know who Jason is, which most of you do anyway. But Jason runs the computer system for all the times, and he enters in all the final tabulations for the measurements for the jumps and the shot put and the discus, and he makes it look a lot easier than it is. I don't know how he stays on top of all that stuff, but he is absolutely just amazing at what he does, and we are so blessed to have him. And he will be so mad at me that I shouted him out publicly because he could not care anything about any of that stuff. But I just want to say thank you, because it's I have one of my daughters does track. The other is not doing track this year. She's doing the school play and some other things. Jason again has none of his children are here. Both of his daughters are out of high school. They've gone on, and he continues to show up and show out. And the truth is those meets, they are a job, a full-time job. And he makes it just, he contributes so much, and it flows so easily, and he's just such a blessing. So Jason Darty, I know you don't like it when I do this, but thank you. And an interesting fact about Jason that I didn't know until last year is he actually played in the Pride of the Southland band at UT Knoxville. So I hope that a lot of you already knew that. But if you didn't know that, I hope you were and should be as impressed as I've been. And make sure you tell him thank you if you see him out and about. Andrew Woodcock says, hello, neighbor. How are you? Got to. It was good to see you yesterday at church. Got to sit with you as always. Love my neighbor. So hope you're having a great day out there, Andrew. And thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. As always, probably my number one fan, and my wife wouldn't even argue with that. Oh, and now Andrew says, Joe left me. I am in studio by myself. It is spring break. Feels spring breaky. It just feels a little weird, but it's a Monday, and we're just making it as we go. But did want to make sure that we did say good luck, because we do have our Franklin County High School baseball teams playing today. Our Franklin County girls teams playing today. Huntington High School, the boys, the baseball team is playing today. So if you're out there and the kids are home and the weather's a little weird today, but if you're bored, they've been on the stuff. If you're out there and the kids are kids are bored and they've been on the games, they've been on the TV, and there's nothing going on, well, you've got an opportunity to get out and watch some ball games and do some of that. So it's they're still playing, still a lot of games going on. I got myself distracted. I get the reading messages and those kind of things. I'm trying to make sure that I'm sharing the most up-to-date information with you, and I get distracted. I'm old, so bear with me. But good luck today to the Huntland Hornets. Good luck to the Rebelettes from Franklin County. Good luck to the Rebels from Franklin County. And then tomorrow, like I said, the Franklin County High School track team headed over to Walker Valley, 4 o'clock Eastern time. So if you're making that trip, it's not too bad. But if you are making that trip, just know that it is on Eastern time. And good luck to those athletes. They showed out the other night. We had if you were there Saturday, one of the things that if you've ever been to a track meet that you learn right away, track is an all-day event. We started at 9 o'clock. I think we finished up it was a little bit after 4 o'clock. But that, in all fairness, so we had 7 schools, so that it was run very smooth. Shout out to Coach Zach Norwood, Coach Tony Holman. The track meet ran smoothly. It was just long, a lot of people, but it was a good time. But if you missed it, one of my favorite moments from the track meet on Saturday was, and if you listen to this show during basketball season and into track season, the name Brandon Walker comes up a lot. You can't start the running events. If you ever go to a track meet, and this is middle school level as well, they start with the field events, which the field events are the hurdle, or not the hurdles, I'm sorry. They're the discus and the shot put, the high jump, long jump, triple jump, and pole vault if you're in high school. Well, you can't do any of the running events and the other events until after those are over, because a lot of those take place right there, like the pole vault at Franklin County High School is literally right beside the running track. So you can't do any running events while that's going on. The high jump takes place right off of the track, right in the infield. So Saturday was so amazing. Brandon Walker has had the school high jump record now for a couple of years, and he keeps adding to it and adding to it. And so last Saturday, the Saturday before in Riverdale, he bumped it up to 6'6", which is crazy. This past Saturday, we're waiting for that event to finish so we can start the next event. So everybody's focused on him. The kid's going for 6 feet 8 inches. And so I'm the announcer, right? So they come over and they say, "Look, Brandon's he's going for 6 feet 8. That's the highest recorded jump in the whole state this year. Not 5A, not 3A, not 1, doesn't matter. Anybody in the state." There's a kid from Memphis, and he's bigger than me. So when I say kid, take that for what it's worth. But there's a kid in Memphis that has done 6'8". And so there's nothing else going on. Everybody's waiting for the hurdles are going to be one of the first events. We're getting ready to get fired up. And so I got to make the announcement, and it was so cool because, as good as he is at the high jump, it kind of takes place in its own little bubble. And, people don't – it's not that they don't want to pay attention. It's just by design it's hard to follow along with because it is in the middle. Well, this was just absolutely perfect timing the way it shook out. And so I got to announce, that Brandon Walker had just tied the school record and that now he was going for 6 feet 8, which would tie him with the highest jump in the entire state of Tennessee. And so if you've been to a track meet before, when they get ready to high jump, they do the little clap thing. And then as they get closer to jumping, it gets, faster and faster. I know that he could hear it. It was so awesome. I got to talk to him after he jumped, and he was still just beaming. But everybody in the stands watched. They got to see him clear 6 feet 8 inches. It was amazing. It was probably my favorite moment of the track meet Saturday. And it wasn't, I mean, it was awesome because it was 6 feet 8 inches, but it wasn't about that as much as it was here's this kid. He's going D1. He's going to Rice University on a full ride track scholarship. It wasn't about that. It was about this kid that puts in all this time and all this work, and it's paying off, but he does something that a lot of people don't watch. But the timing just worked out perfectly to where he had everyone's attention, which would have been great at whatever height it was. But he had everyone's attention, and it just so happened to be he had everyone's attention when he jumped higher than he's ever jumped in his life. But even cooler, higher than anyone that has ever worn a Franklin County track uniform has jumped. And the high jump record before Brandon started breaking it, that was set back in the 70s, 6 feet 2. So he is now, he broke 6'2" last year. He got it up to 6'4" by the end of the year. But a record that stood from the early 70s, and we're talking 71, 72. He has added 6 inches to that height in the past year. 6 inches in any discipline is huge. And it couldn't happen to a better kid. But it was something special about the fact that he was doing that. And the stars just lined up to where he got to do that, and so many folks were watching in the stands. Everybody, they were doing the clap thing, and I know that just really fired him up. And so I was tickled for him. It was one of those special moments. And and when we go to these sporting events, isn't that what we're rooting for? That's why you go. You want to see something special. And so I want to thank the folks that were there. And here's what was really beautiful about that, and this is what I love about track. Those hands that were clapping, it was about 25, 30% Franklin County folks. The other teams, his opponents, Riverdale came to beat the crud out of us, and they won the boys and girls overall title. They came to beat us, but they were clapping. Their fans were clapping. It was just a beautiful moment that stood out to me on Saturday. And as I'm sitting here thinking back to the meet on a few days ago, it just really continues to stand out. And so, kudos to Brandon Walker, 6 feet 8 inches, tied with the gentleman from Memphis, and that gentleman's going to Oklahoma State. And in all fairness, I got to point it out, and I pointed it out to Brandon because that was my motivator to him. The kid jumped 7 feet 2 inches in the indoor track season back in the winter, which is crazy to even imagine. So I've challenged Brandon to get the 7'2", but golly, it's hard to be disappointed with 6 feet 8, and continuing to get better and better, because I tell you this, nobody works harder than he does. And so congratulations, Brandon. Congratulations, Franklin County. Boys and girls team finished second overall in the biggest home track meet that Franklin County's ever had. Kudos. That's awesome. Get some rest. Go to Walker Valley, do a little damage tomorrow, and then let's get ready to have a lot more fun this Saturday coming. So, meanwhile, don't go anywhere. It is time for a commercial break. Got to pay a few bills here, but I'll be right back. You are in hour number 2 of the Afternoon Handoff here on ESPN Radio 1340, 106.9 WCDT Winchester.
Franklin County's sports leader.
Spring is in the air, and so are fresh new savings at Furniture Merchandise Outlet, FMO, right here in Tullahoma. Ready to refresh your space? From living rooms and bedrooms to dining sets and mattresses, FMO has the styles you want at prices you'll love. No long waits, no sticker shock. Just take it home today. Visit them at 105 North Jackson Street in Tullahoma or browse anytime at fmotn.com. Furniture Merchandise Outlet, where spring cleaning turns into a spring upgrade.
This is Joe Abraham, inviting you to join me and Chewy every Tuesday morning on the starting lineup for Trending Tuesday. We're breaking down what's buzzing right here in Franklin County and across social media. The stories everyone's talking about, from local headlines and sports chatter to the wild world online. If it's trending, we're tackling it. Don't miss Trending Tuesday on the starting lineup. Weekday mornings from 7 to 9 on ESPN Radio 1340 1069 WCDT Winchester.
From the 931 Go Weather Center, it's time for an ESPN Radio Winchester weather update, presented by Pennett's Pharmacy.
After a very warm afternoon, we are chilling down to a low of only 61 degrees tonight. Going to be partly cloudy with a 10% chance of showers and thunderstorms tonight at around 7 p.m. Showers and thunderstorms will be continuing up until the early morning at around 8 a.m. Early morning temperatures at around 70 degrees. Stay tuned to ESPN Radio Winchester for all of your wonderful weather updates.
Looking for more than just prescriptions? Bennett's Pharmacy in Winchester has it all. Grab a bite from our menu, browse our boutique for one-of-a-kind finds, and sip on a Bloody Marty that's worth talking about, all in one stop. Located at 1201 Dinah Shore Boulevard, Bennett's Pharmacy is your unexpected destination for great food, fun shopping, and so much more. Call us at 931-967-2777 or come see what everyone's raving about.
From Friday night lights to championship runs, the official home of Franklin County Athletics is ESPN Radio 1340 1069 WCDT Winchester.
Located at 108 Memorial Drive in Winchester, Oaklawn Baptist Church is a place where families grow, faith is strengthened, and students are encouraged to live with purpose, which is why we're proud to sponsor the Rebel Report. Our mission is simple: introduce people to Jesus and build strong families through God's Word. Join us this weekend for Sunday School at 10 and worship to follow at 11. Learn more online at oaklandbaptistchurch.org.
Got a project to tackle or a party to plan? Skip the stress and rent it instead at Reliable Rental in Winchester. From tools and heavy-duty machines to chairs, tables, and event essentials, they've got what you need to get the job done right. Whether it's work or a weekend celebration, Reliable Rental makes it easy. Stop by 2433 Deckard Boulevard in Winchester or check out everything they offer online at reliablerentalfc.com. Reliable Rental. When you need it, they've got it.
And welcome back. It is the Afternoon Handoff Monday edition. Johnny Hand in studio here on ESPN Radio 1340 106.9 WCDT Winchester. Head over to the ESPN Radio Winchester Facebook page. Check us out, that Hall Furniture Superstore live stream. And I was sitting here listening to the commercials through the break, and I shouted out Jason Daugherty, rightfully so. Amazing guy. Thanks for all that you do, Jason. But I was thinking, and I talked to you about the Brandon moment with the high jump before we went to break as well. Another special moment. But I got a chance to talk with somebody that I admire and respect a great deal for some time on Saturday. Zach, Coach Norwood sent me a text message on Friday, and he said, "Hey, I'm thinking about inviting, when we have a home meet, inviting a special guest to come out and fire off the starter pistol." And I said, "Oh man, that is a great idea." And so the special guest with the starter pistol for Saturday's meet was none other than Stanley Bean. And it was a lot of fun. I was laughing a little bit. Stanley was supposed to do the starting pistol for the first running event that was supposed to take place at 11 o'clock. We're still talking at 11:30, still waiting, still waiting. In fact, he was standing next to me when this amazing moment with Brandon was going on, and was talking with me, and I was teasing him because he was actually, a lot of folks don't realize this, he was the track coach. Among all the things that he did, he was a track coach at North for 8 years. And so I was teasing him. I said, Stanley, you've been a track coach for years. You knew dang well that the event wasn't going to start on time. The field events always run long. And we were just laughing. But I was thinking about it during the break. One, I really enjoyed just speaking to it, but I always enjoy getting to talk with Stanley. If you ever want to talk about the history of Franklin County sports, there are a few people out there that are more engaging, more interesting to talk to than Stanley. And so I got an opportunity in talking with Stanley Bean to, we were talking, one of the coaches from another school walked by, and he said, oh, yeah, and he told me who it was, and then he told me about, what that coach's son had done, during his high school career. Then he talked to me about what that dad had done during his high school career back in the 70s. And it was a lot of fun. But in getting to introduce Stanley before he did the starting pistol for the 3200, the first running event, I got to it was a lot of fun to see the folks get to give him a nice round of applause, because a lot of people don't realize this. And when we talk about history and we talk about culture and we talk about getting things done, Stanley was very instrumental in that track becoming a reality. Stanley was a big proponent of a track facility, and Stanley was one of the men that pushed and prodded and got the things done and figured out the money situation and all the things that were necessary to make this track this spring out of nowhere. And, and if you go to the track now, we've got a speaker system, we got lights, you've got Jason out there with the computer timing and the camera. I mean, and this is awesome. I am spoiled as the announcer because I get to sit next to Jason. But it was fun. We had one of the events, and they're literally. And sorry, Brandon, I've been bragging on you enough, so I'm going to give Monte a little love here. One of the events, it was Monte or Brandon were going to medal. One of them came in third, one of them came in fourth. And literally, Jason and I were sitting there looking at the picture. And Monte beat him by a shoulder lean, of all things. But anyway, I digress. Sorry, Brandon. I was bragging on you too much. I had to remind you that you didn't win everything. You won a lot of stuff. You didn't win everything. Great kid. But anyway, it was a great opportunity to introduce Stanley Bean. He's one of the easiest guys to introduce because he's been around forever. He went to high school here. He was an athlete here. He served. He's been away. He's done some amazing things, but he's been back here for a long time. He's always stayed pretty close. And of course, Kent is an accomplished coach himself, and then his daughter is an amazing nurse and probably the nicest one of the whole bunch. But and he married up. His wife is a sweetheart. But anyway, it was a lot of fun to get to introduce Stanley to the crowd because. And he didn't want to. In fact, I think he got a little mad at me. I went a little bit long as I was introducing him, but I think it's important that we recognize those that kind of push for things that impact generations. That track, it's easy. If you go over there now, it's easy to stand there and imagine that it's been there for a long time when in reality, this is like year 5, year 4. And it's top notch. The running surfaces, we have a pole vault pit. We have a pit for the long jump separately from the triple jump. I mean, we are top notch. We've added, a concession stand, restrooms. We've got lights. Like I said, the sound system. I mean, we are absolutely blessed. And so thank you, Stanley Bean, for coming out and being a good sport. But I laughed because, it was supposed to start at 11. I think we finally started at about 11:45. And then I was teased because it was cold. He was all bundled up. And, we sat there and talked for a long time. And then he shot the pistol for the event. The crowd gave him a good applause. He didn't shoot anybody. Thank you for that too, Stanley. But what I laughed about was I looked over like 45 minutes probably later, and Stanley is on the infield. He had found another guy that he had played ball with back in the 70s, and they just sat on the infield and were just talking sports. They were catching up. They were talking about athletes from their generation. They were talking about some of the athletes that they saw out there on Saturday, and it was just pretty cool to watch. It's a nice reminder sometimes to see with your own two eyes. Both of those gentlemen. That was culture embodied. I was jealous because I got to talk to him first, and we talked for a long time, and we talked about some real cool. I learned a lot, and so I appreciate it. And I'm not anything special. He didn't share a lot of that information with me because of who I might be. I'm nobody. If you know Stanley Bean, that's just Stanley. If you stand next to him, he's going to talk to you, and odds are exceptionally good that they're going to that conversation is going to get steered towards sports, and that's what happened. But there was something really special about just standing there and taking a moment to watch these gentlemen just talk about those days. And still there, both of them were wearing, and this gentleman was wearing Coffee County hoodie. He was on their coaching staff. Great guy. I see him at all this stuff. But it was fun to watch these two guys talking sports, talking life. Both of them representing the absolute best of what you would hope for your school. Well respected, well accomplished. Both of them have achieved athletic accomplishments, championships, and those kind of things. Both of them wearing different school colors, mind you, but both of them represented their school, represented their communities well decades ago. Decades later, still wearing their school colors, still respected, still revered, still have stories to tell. And it was very, very special. It's a moment that it meant a lot. As somebody that loves and just cherishes sports and loves culture, it was really beautiful to see. And so, thank you, Stanley, for all that you've done. Thank you to the gentleman that you got to speak with, and I didn't interrupt him, so he didn't introduce me because they were just caught up in their own little thing, and it was awesome to watch. So thank you, Stanley, for coming out Saturday. Thank you for the big part that you played in making that track a reality. Thanks for all that you did. You were a director of schools. You've touched a lot of lives, and so I really appreciate you. I admire you. I respect you a great deal, and so it was good to see you Saturday. And so now that I've smooched up a lot, I'm going to take a quick break, and don't go anywhere. We're going to wrap up this last hour. It is the Monday edition of the Afternoon Handoff right here on ESPN Radio 1340, 106.9 WCDT Winchester.
It's time for a local news break from the 931 Go News Center.
The Tullahoma News has announced it will discontinue publication of its Sunday edition and transition to a once-weekly print schedule. According to General Manager Debbie Wimsatt, the newspaper will now publish a weekly Wednesday edition, with the final Sunday edition released on March 29th. Wimsatt said the decision reflects changing reader habits and market demands, as the publication continues to deliver daily news coverage through its website. Regional editor Dwayne Sherrill assured readers that the Wednesday edition will continue to provide comprehensive local coverage for the community. In local sports, the Franklin County High School boys and girls track and field teams delivered an impressive performance while hosting a meet Saturday, recording 44 top 5 finishes. Franklin County tallied 6 first-place performances and 28 top 3 finishes in one day. One of the meet's highlights came from the boys' high jump, where Brandon Walker cleared 6 feet 8 inches to break his own school record. Walker previously set the record at 6 feet 6 inches earlier this month at Riverdale High School. In team standings, the Franklin County girls placed second out of 7 teams with 144 points, while the Rebel boys also earned a second-place finish with 167 points in a field of 5 teams. Meanwhile, the Franklin County Rebels baseball team competed in the Warrior Classic at home, dropping a pair of games Saturday. The Rebels fell 5-0 to the Lakeside Chiefs before losing a close 2-1 contest to the Cuyahoga Valley Royals in the tournament finale. With the losses, Franklin County moved to 9-6 on the season. The Rebels will look to bounce back Monday as they travel to Giles County High School. First pitch is scheduled for 6 p.m. For more local news and sports updates, visit 931go.com. Stay informed and stay connected to your community with ESPN Radio Winchester.
When it comes to caring for your loved ones, choose a name you can trust. Inhabit Home Health in Winchester, located at 2068 Cowan Highway. We're here to provide compassionate professional care right in the comfort of your own home. From skilled nursing to therapy services, our team is dedicated to helping you or your loved ones achieve the best quality of life. Call Inhabit Home Health today at 931-967-0633 to learn more about our personalized care plans.
Game on, Winchester. Good Game Arcade on the Square is your go-to spot for non-stop fun. Play on custom arcade machines packed with all of the classics and latest hits. Challenge your friends on modern consoles or dive into epic board games. Need a power-up? Grab some delicious food and an ice-cold beer while you play. Whether you're an old-school Pixel Pro or a next-gen champ, Good Game Arcade is where the fun never ends. Press start and begin your adventure today at Good Game Arcade.
When life hits you hard, you need someone who will stand up and fight back for you. Andy Davis, attorney at law, serves Southern Middle Tennessee in personal injury, criminal defense, family law, bankruptcy, and more. Call today to set up your free consultation, where you'll get clear answers, honest guidance, and a plan built around your needs. Online at southerninjurylaw.com. This is an advertisement. Andy Davis, attorney at law, responsible for content. No representation is made that the quality of legal services is greater than that of other lawyers.
Feeling under the weather? Need a quick checkup or urgent care? Look no further than Complete Express Care in Winchester. Our expert medical team is here to provide fast, reliable care when you need it most. From minor illnesses and injuries to lab tests and x-rays. No appointment necessary. Visit us today at 1211 Dinah Shore Boulevard in Winchester or call us at 931-967-6669. Complete Express Care. Your health, our priority.
Poultry Electric and Pro Hardware, LLC, located on 1991 Chart Springs Road in Winchester, is the place to go for all your electrical, hardware, and outdoor needs. They are open Monday through Friday from 7 a.m. until 5 p.m. and Saturday from 8 a.m. until 5 p.m. Do you know what you're looking for and want to know if the store has it? You can contact them at 931-967-7351 to get in touch with someone that can help. That's over on Chart Springs Road in Winchester at Poultry Electric and Pro Hardware, LLC.
Franklin County's home for Tennessee Titans football. This is ESPN Radio 1340-1069, WCDT Winchester. Real talk, local pride, sports that matter here at home. This is the Afternoon Handoff with Johnny Hand, the voice of Franklin County. On ESPN Radio 1340-1069 WCDT Winchester.
And welcome back. Wrapping up Hour number 2, the Monday edition, Spring Break edition, Holy Week edition, the Afternoon Handoff. Johnny Hand in studio, ESPN Radio 1340, 106.9 WCDT Winchester. A big thank you to our friends at Hall Furniture Superstore for sponsoring that ESPN Radio Winchester Facebook page during the show. As always, Monday through Friday here on the Afternoon Handoff from 2 to 4. Stop by, see Mitch, Carly, Lacey, Darcy, the team over there. Tell them I said hello. They'll probably try to charge you more, but no, they're great folks. Stop in and say hi. A big thank you again to Robert, Gary Argo for stopping by the first hour today. Enjoyed talking with those guys. Easy to root for, easy to cheer for, and look forward to seeing what they do at Culver Stockton College in Canton, Missouri in the fall. Go Wildcats. And again, I want to remind you, it is spring break, but lots of sports activities on tap this week. Huntland Baseball is at home tonight. They're the only team playing at home tonight, but Huntland Baseball is at home tonight. Skyline. They've got first pitch coming up here in about 45 minutes at 4:30. Huntland Baseball is also at home on Thursday at 6 o'clock first pitch. Rockford Christian is coming to town. Huntland Softball is in action tomorrow. They're heading over to Cornersville. And then they are at home on Thursday. So good luck to the Lady Hornets softball. They play Cascade first pitch at 5 o'clock. Franklin County softball, the Rebelettes on the road to Cannon County today. They first pitch at 5:30. They'll have a JV game afterwards. And then tomorrow heading over to Marshall County. Also another 5:30 first pitch. Varsity only tomorrow night. And then on Friday and Saturday, the Rebelettes are going to be playing in the Ottawa Invite. So good luck this week, Rebelettes. Been a lot of fun watching you the last couple weeks. Sorry you're not going to be at home this week. We wanted to get a chance to come see you. But good luck, ladies. And then the Franklin County High School Rebel baseball team. These guys are going to be busy. I think somebody forgot to tell them that it's spring break. They've got 5 games this week. And so they'll be playing tonight. They're heading to Giles County, and they have a first pitch at 6 o'clock. Tomorrow night, Giles County comes here with a first pitch at 6 o'clock. Thursday, they head to Smyrna for a first pitch at 6 o'clock. Friday, they have Smyrna here at home with a special Good Friday Spring Break edition, 1 o'clock in the afternoon on Friday, first pitch. And then Saturday, another 1 o'clock first pitch as Wilson County comes to Gamble Park. So they'll be on the road Monday and Thursday. They'll be at home on Tuesday, Friday, and Saturday. We're going to give them Wednesday to take a little nap and enjoy a little spring break action. They'll probably have practice, though. But good luck to the Rebels. Lots of ball this time, lots of opportunities for you to get out and see our Franklin County High School boys play. And then the track team busy this week as well on spring break. Tomorrow night, heading over to Walker Valley. The track meet begins at 4 o'clock Eastern time. And so the varsity track team will be in action then. And then they have another home meet on Saturday. It'll begin at 9 o'clock here in Franklin County. So lots of opportunities to get out and cheer on some of our young ladies, young men in Franklin County wearing those uniforms. And want to talk about some of the other things. I encourage you all the time, head over to ESPN Radio Winchester, our Facebook page. It's not just about sports. You know, we like to cover, obviously we love sports, but we like to take care of all kinds of the community events and keep you posted. And so if you head over there, you'll see some of our flyers and some of the information. The 5th Annual Southern Spring Thaw Poker Run. Barry Fraley was in studio with me Friday talking about this. The CVMA Vets Helping Vets, the 1811 Whiskey Runners. It's on Saturday, April the 18th. Registration takes place over there at the VFW Post 1893. And that'll begin registrations at 9 o'clock that morning. First bike will leave at 10 that morning. Last bike in, the poker run will end at 2 o'clock in the afternoon. Great itinerary. They'll be heading over from the VFW on the lake. They'll head to Jim Oliver's Smokehouse, then over to Red Bucks in Huntland, then over to Lynchburg, Harley-Davidson, and then Tullahoma at Daddy Billy's, and then back at the VFW on the lake. It's going to be a great time. Everyone is welcome. The proceeds go to support, all the proceeds go to support local veterans in need. You do not have to be a veteran to compete or compete to participate, to take place. But another thing that was very important that was pointed out, you don't have to ride a motorcycle. if you ride a motorcycle, that's awesome. Those are always fun, especially on a poker run. Doesn't have to be a Harley. It's very important that you know that you come out. If you ride a motorcycle, come on out, ride with them. But if you do not have a motorcycle, come on out. Heck, they'll take you. They'll take your entry in your minivan. It doesn't matter. It's not about what you ride. It just matters that you ride. And that's $20 a rider, $10 per passenger. And that's, again, on Saturday, April the 18th. This weekend, it is Holy Week, so we've got all kinds of Easter egg hunts going on. Want to make sure that you get over to the community-wide Easter egg hunt. It's going to be at Mount Olive PB Church is one of them, 700 Hunt Street in Winchester, Tennessee. Theirs begins at 12 o'clock, runs till 3. They'll have food, fun, music, and giveaways. The Easter egg hunt is promptly at 12:15. It'll be over at 12:16. Those kids don't play. And we talked about the VFW. Again, Commander Barry Fraley was in studio with me on Friday. They're having an Easter egg hunt as well. And so make sure you get over that way. Belvedere Fireman's Fish Fry also taking place on April the 25th. This is an annual event a lot of you are very familiar with. Fish, barbecue chicken, chicken strips, hush puppies, fries, baked beans, coleslaw, drinks, homemade desserts, live bluegrass music. Josh Ogle's going to be there. The Old Time Christians, Damian Mason, Journey Home, Chuck Holcomb. April 25th, that's Saturday from 11 a.m. till 5 p.m. All you can eat and all indoor seating, only $15. For adults, children 4 to 12, only $5. If they're under 4, bring them with you and let's get them fed. That's always takes place every year at the Belvedere Community Center over at 349 Belvedere Road, Belvedere, Tennessee. And also the Belvedere Valley Lawn and Garden Pullers Association is going to have a pulling in competition, free at the same location, 12 p.m. until. So Belvedere Fireman's Fish Fry, very popular annual event. And so make sure you get over there and support those guys. And then we had some folks in here. We had Suzanne and Lakota in studio with us a couple weeks ago. On April the 25th, also the same day as that Belvedere Fish Fry. So we'll go over there and get you some catfish, get well fed, and then come on over and watch the 5th annual Devin Owens Autism Awareness Winchester Bucking Bull Shootout. That's on April 25th. The Ranch Rodeo begins at 1 o'clock. The Bulls and Bronx at 7 o'clock. Entry fee Ranch Rodeo is only $150 per person. You got 10 teams, 4 men each. Open Bulls, $60. Novice Bulls, $40. Ranch Bronx, $40. Admission is only $15. Kids 6 and 12, $10. Kids 5 and under, free. Great event. And for $15 adults, you come in. The Ranch Rodeo starts at 1 o'clock. The Bulls and Bronx start at 7 o'clock. Where else can you spend $15 and get 7-8 hours of entertainment? And on top of that, I got to say, James Cantrell, JC, is going to be cooking in a concession stand. So get over that Belvedere Fish Fry early. Get yourself some catfish. Support that worthy cause. Then come on over and watch some Ranch Rodeo, watch some Bulls and Bronx. And when you get inevitably, it happens. We're in the South. When you get hungry again, JC's going to take great care of you. And that's located at the Southern Middle Tennessee Pavilion, the old fairgrounds over there across from the new jail. And 1401 Winton Circle in Winchester, Tennessee. So check that out. Lots of exciting stuff. And so we encourage you to make sure. And then I had the Argo twins in here, and they reminded me, because they're going to be fishing in it. Robert and Gary fishing this Saturday, folks. It's time. It's a big deal. The Timms Ford Classic is going to be taking place over at the Timms Ford Bass Club Saturday, April the 4th. And lots of amazing prizes are going to be going on over there. The Big Fish Pot from the midday at 11 o'clock. Biggest fish that morning, brought to you by Al White Motors, $1,000. End of the day, starting at 3 o'clock. the Big Fish another $1,000, and that's going to be sponsored by our friends over at the Bluegill Grill in memory of David Patton. Great guy. Miss him. Great guy. And the biggest smallmouth for all you guys that you don't like catching just the big bass, the largemouth. They've got the biggest smallmouth. Gets $500 that day, sponsored by Ferris Lawn Care and Tree Works. And big paybacks. Entry fee is only $100 per boat, and you are guaranteed money in the first 20 places. So it's going to be this Saturday. Blast off begins at 7 o'clock in the morning. Weigh-ins start at 3 p.m. Again, entry fees only $100 a boat. Guaranteed payouts of over $15,500 total. Thank you to our friends over at Phoenix Boats, Turfgrass of Tennessee, Gillum's Marine, CFC Recycling, and CWS Capital Waste Services. The first place, $5,000 guaranteed. Second place is $2,000. Third place, $1,000. And then it goes on down all the way to 20th place, which pays out $175. So this is a big deal. They've been doing a lot of work over there on that boat ramp, and it's going to be there are going to be a lot of folks over there. And so make sure that you get over that way. Again, the thing, it's going to start at 7 o'clock in the morning, going to go to 3 o'clock in the afternoon. They're going to start weighing in. It's going to be a big time right here, a big deal in Winchester. And so good luck to all those fishermen. Good luck to those folks out here that are raising money, doing some good things for our community. Support them. That's what it's all about. And so want to remind you, tune in tomorrow morning. Joe Abraham, Chewy will be on the Trending Tuesday. I'm pretty sure I didn't do very good on my March Madness bracket, but it's a pretty safe bet that the biggest trending topic on the Tuesday show tomorrow will be that Joe Abraham is in second place and has a very good chance of winning the whole thing. Tune in anyway. It'll still be a good show. Be a lot of fun. I'll be back with you tomorrow afternoon. Joe Abraham, Chewy, and, of course, Ricky Tips will be in studio Wednesday for Where's the Beef Wednesday. I'll be off. I'll be at a college visit, but Joe Abraham and Chewy will be in studio covering for me Wednesday. So we're going to be here all week. It is spring break. Spend some of that time with us. We appreciate it more than you know. And thank you for tuning in. This has been the Afternoon Handoff, ESPN Radio 1340, 106.9 WCDT, Winchester.
It's now time for your obituaries on ESPN Radio Winchester, courtesy of Moore Courtner Funeral Home.